Hello guys, it's your boy Sayun. In this video, I'm gonna tell you guys which character you should select as a standard rate up character. I know a lot of content creators already did like a similar style of video, but I'm gonna do it one step further to explain to you why you should go for certain dupes. So in case you guys didn't know, there's a new update in the future that allows you to select a standard door or a standard weapon, and basically you do a 50-50, and if you're 50-50, you're guaranteed within the next 80 pulls. So this is really good because it allows us to build our DPS, and our number one priority should be to get the DPS, QJ or Tololo. But Tololo is kind of skippable if you have enough DPS in your team 1 and team 2. After that, you should try to go for QJ V3. And why V3? Because V3 basically makes her action support do overburn damage, and with overburn, you will enable Shakri to do a wide support. And not only that, in the future, there's a character called Vector, and her passive is she will increase the attack count of support attack that deals burn by 1 or 2. So with this, QJ can action support additionally 2 times, as well as enabling Shakri, which is really good for the burn team. Now the second priority is to try to get Tololo to V2 and try to get QJ to V4+. The reason why I say 4+ is because if you get QJ to V6, there's always a chance that you may fail your 50-50 and you get QJ, so it's kind of like a waste. The next breakpoint is Tololo V4. Now you may be asking why Tololo V2? Because in the future, she has a expansion key buff. Basically, it allows her to give more index after the ally deals hydro damage, as well as reducing the cooldown of the skill 1. And in the future, we have Springfield, which is a broken support at which buffs the allies, and when the ally attack with hydro, they gain 1 index. So her V2 also allows her to gain 1 index from her skill 2. So with this combination, she is able to do 3 moves in 1 turn, which is really broken. Following, these characters are kind of optional. We have Mosin V4, Perry Tia, and Verplay. So why Mosin at V4? Because V4 basically makes her a viable electric DPS. Why Perry Tia? Because in the future, if you have a Klukai, Perry Tia with the Machete, the corrosion support is really good. Now, Seiyun, you might be asking, what about weapons? Well, weapons is not really advisable. I would suggest to chase for dupes first, but if you want to know the priority for weapons, ideally you should go for Planeta, Golden Melody, Somerset, followed by shotguns or optical illusion. The reason is because Planeta has a generic effect that works with a lot of assault rifle doors. In fact, I think Klukai can use Planeta as well, so that's really good. So to conclude, you should try to get the DPS first, and after you get the DPS, you should try to go for QJ V3, followed by Tololo V2, QJ V4, Tololo V4, and then after that, it's really up to you. Now to take note, right now, Tololo doesn't have much value because she doesn't have a buff or her expansion key right now, but in the future, when she gets her expansion key and when she gets Springfield, she is doing a lot of damage. And ideally, you should try to build up to Tololo because you get about like 25 to 30 pulls per month for the standard banner, and that means you probably need like 2 to 2.5 months just to get 1 Tololo, or rather just to get 1 50-50 Tololo. So you may get Tololo faster if you're lucky, or if you're unlucky and lose your 50-50 but get Tololo. Also, according to ReTempest calculated that V2 R1 with Springfield V1 can do the same damage as QJ V6 R6 with Vector V6. So I don't know about you guys, but this is kind of crazy that a V2 R1 with a Springfield V1 can do the same damage as a V6 characters. And apparently according to ReTempest, Tololo at V5 R6 has the equal damage to a Klukai V6. And that's really good considering Tololo is a standard banner character. So if you intend to invest in the future, maybe you can consider Tololo compared to QJ, but I will still be going for QJ V3 at least, because right now we don't have an expansion key, and I think the expansion key will come around anniversary. And because Tololo and Springfield does so much damage, you can see on this chart the team comps chart, even though there's different elements, the main team comp is Springfield and Tololo in electric team, Springfield and Tololo in ice team, Springfield and Tololo in corrosion team. Tololo and Springfield is in every team comp except for the burn team, because the burn team at V6 has a higher damage ceiling than all the other characters. So with that, I would like to conclude the video. Do you guys agree with my opinion? If you guys do, like and sub. If you guys don't, maybe you can type out your opinion in the comments down below. If not, thank you so much for watching the video. Goodbye.